What's up, y'all? Back with another video on the Holy Paladin, doing some ranked 3v3, kind of taking a break from solo shuffle. We haven't queued any 3s in a while. We're doing Turbo Cleave with Marcellus on the Fury Warrior and Sorgol on his Enhancement Shaman, and he's running the Ascendance build, so we're really just going for like the one-shot with Blessing of Summer. This was a really interesting session. We went up over 200 current rating, so you're going to see a big range of ratings on this one because I think we started at like 1720, and then by the end of the session we were at like 1960 MMR or something like that. So pretty good games. One of the main problems was I just kept going but we are days away from the Holy Paladin rework that is coming in 10.1.5, and hopefully all the mana problems will be in the past. We will see come Tuesday. I am going to try and make some sort of build guide video once that does come out, so be on the lookout for that. And I'm really excited. I know a lot of Holy Paladins out there are super excited, but yeah. So this first match was actually a rematch. We lost to these guys the first time, and I actually got stunned right there when I was going to blind him, and we did get the kill there, but I was worried that the hunter was going to make a crazy play there with that stun and win them the game, but we ended up winning, so we went 1-1 against those guys. They were an interesting team, that KFC. This next match was against Thug Cleave. So right here, I told Marcellus to intervene me because I was trying not to get sapped. So they're going to open me here. They're going to pop everything, and I was debating like just using that next global for bubble. He actually missed the MD on me, which would have made it a lot tougher had he got that MD, or had he honestly done pre-MD, they would have won instantly right there in the opener. So I could have prevented that by swapping Beacon to myself before running in. So right here, we're swapping to the Rogue, just me and Sorgol. We do proc his cheat death. Marcellus is over there, basically 1v2ing the Disc Priest and the Hunter. Since I don't have bubble anymore, I'm kind of trying to hang near the pillar. I don't want to get too far out in the open there. And Sorgol does use his burrow, and Marcellus is stuck in a root over there. I'm trying to get him out of that root. So right here, I'm going to go for a double blind, and we're going to hit the Rogue when he comes out of that shadowy duel. And he pops Shadow Dance. I go ahead and sack Sorgol. So it gets really sketchy right here. I do get a proc, and I sack this trap, so we're okay. And I think we're gonna take down the Rogue there. So that one was a little bit sketchy. Me bubbling at 1% and him missing the MD. Honestly, pretty lucky on our account. I could have just bubbled a lot sooner to play that safer. Also, swapping Beacon to me would have been a good play as well. So this one, I don't know, it could have gone either way. This is one of those where, you kind of just get lucky in some of the queues. This next match, I think, it was Ret Warrior. So Ret Warrior versus Turbo Cleave. We're almost always going to try and focus the Ret a lot more. It really just depends on how each of them are playing. I'm going to try and play a little bit ranged, but right here, I don't know what that blind was from the Ret Pally. That's really, really good for us. I'm also trying to range the Wind Shear from the Shaman. I need to dispel Sorgol. Instead, he ended up eating that full Hodge. I think just because I was scared if I swapped over to waste a global to dispel, but probably could have. And right there, we just end up taking him down with Ascendance. So that's the power of this Ascendance build. You pretty much have to pop every defensive when you see an Enhancement Shaman use Ascendance, but it is on a very long cooldown. So like right here, this versus this Enhance that we're about to fight, you're going to see me trade a ton of my cooldowns whenever he pops Ascendance, or his cooldowns just in general. And this one, they can honestly run into dampening. I think this was one of the ones that went into a longer. So right there, he pops his Ascendance, and I Aura Mastery, and I do go ahead and trade my bubble there because I was just terrified that he was going to one-shot me. They swapped to Marcellus. I used Lay on Hands. I mean, again, I'm just trading a bunch of cooldowns because his Ascendance is a 3-minute, go. So we still have Wings, we have Bop, and we have Hand of Sacrifice, but I don't have Bubble, so it will get a little bit sketchy. Now Sorgol is going to pop his Ascendance. I do juke the Wind Shear there and get a precog, which was really good for us. So I go ahead and top Sorgol. We swap to the Resto Druid and get his Tranquility because he didn't have any hots on him. And this one, honestly, is kind of tough if you don't swap around. We basically have to swap around a lot to get the Resto Druid to swap his hots. I think right there we might have gotten life swap, I'm not sure. So I go ahead and use Hand of Sacrifice on Sorgol to kind of catch up a little bit, and you're going to notice that I'm going to be behind on mana a lot here. So they are going to get the clone. I don't have Trinket, and I'm kind of asking Sorgol to pull back as much as he can. He does do a Thunderstorm there to get him like away from him, which was really, really good. We're kind of just hugging the pillar here to try and regroup, and it's going to look a little bit sketchy here, but we do end up stabilizing, and we get a lot of counter pressure because he let the hots fall. I juke the Wind Shear again there and get precog, so we're about equal on mana, which is kind of surprising, but the Druid can go for drinks a lot easier than I can because he can get in stealth and all that jazz. So there's their grounding totem. They're trying to stop a little bit of damage. Marcellus intervenes Sorgol, and I'm trying to range this clone, but I was too slow on my speed boost there. Marcellus stops that clone, which was really, really good. I had the opportunity to blind off it there, but I think I'm going to hold it, and I tried to kick him, but he juked me, so that was really good on that Resto Druid's part. I do get feared, and but we don't need to really burn Trimmer there. And I do go ahead and blind the Resto Druid now. And it looks like he actually got broken out. He didn't have to use his trinket, so kind of unfortunate. Now we are coming up on that window that I was talking about where the Enhance is going to have his burst back up. So it's going to be really, really sketchy once that does happen. I tossed the Healing Blessing on Sorgol. That's probably a misplay. I think I should have put that on myself because it increases the healing that the target takes and the healing that the target does. So right here we are pulling back because we know they have their go coming really soon, and it's going to get really sketchy, so the silence does come out on me. I'm just trying to dispel as much as I can with Cleanse the Weak, and there is his Ascendance, and they are popping it around. I do juke the Wind Shear again and get another precog, which was huge for us. And I pop Wings, I get stunned, and they're trying to go for the kill on me. So right here, I have 4 seconds left on Bubble, which is super sketchy. But we do have Divine Toll. We have a lot of stuff available, but I am running low on mana. So I'm going to give him the Blessing of Summer, and that's just going to be GG. So we basically just lived to our second go, and honestly, I almost ran out of mana. But yeah, this was a pretty tough match. A really weird comp, Shadow Priest Enhanced. I think this is the only one of these that we fought pretty much the entire queue session, and we did queue for quite a while to go up over 200 current rating. And I will say, like, the quality opponents really didn't differ that much from like 1700 to 1950. I think as soon as we hit 2k, there was a noticeable difference. Like, the people at 2k were like last season Gladiator, and we actually fought a rank 1 team that was at like 2060, which was really weird. So maybe they just haven't queued since inflation hit. And this last match was a really interesting comp. We fought these guys several times. I think they got us the very first time we fought them, and then the next 2 times we were able to beat them. So really we're just going to focus on, getting the demo lock, just basically tunneling him into the ground with all our freaking cooldowns. I think the time that we lost to them, we spent way too much time hitting the Death Knight, but whenever we're hitting the demo lock, we can kind of cleave the Death Knight at the same time and make swaps and stuff like that. So right there, we overlapped his wall and sack, which it ended up being okay. I do take a lot of damage from that sack, and I'm in kind of an awkward position here, but it ends up being okay. So right here, they're still chunking Sorgol, and he does use Burrow whenever I get asphyxiated. So we ended up being okay here. I juke I juke his kick, and then he looks like he tries to grip me off of that, and the precog stops that grip. So that was really, really good. That actually probably could have lost us the match had I not juked that kick. Kind of shows you the importance of knowing when to juke and knowing when to just like let the interrupt happen. And right here we do end up getting the kill on the Warlock, and yeah, so not a bad session. I will be updating you guys on the 10.1.5 coming on Tuesday. I know everyone's excited. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. All that jazz helps me out a ton, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.